Time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth straight dropping dimes. Claude Kent Daily Plant, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Quickly make an adjustment. There we go. Got that ring light. Whatever. All right. So the thumbnail showed, and then you can see the shadow of this ring light my wife bought. So we're on our way. Yeah, that was really bright. I have to figure out how to deal with that. Made a cool effect though. All right, so made another attempt on the School Us album sales and just talked to the same person. Said I got to try back in the morning. Well, the morning happens. I don't just sit around. Oh, the morning's here for the next day. I'm just waiting for the morning to start so I can call this guy. It doesn't work like that. I went up to Everett Saturday and Sunday to help on a bailout. I guess the post office does bailouts where you send someone from one area to another area to bail them out when they're buried with mail. Something like that. I was trying to equate it to a payday loan where at some point you run out of people. I don't know if that's the case because I guess if one area is down, you can always borrow from another area. I talked to someone who's been working in North City, which is notoriously well staffed, and she said they're hurting. I was like, wow. I'm at Midtown, which is in Seattle, which is considered a country club, and it wasn't that bad. I got off at 4:00 one day, which was incredible. Anyhow, I just got to share with you because it's quite interesting if you're interested yourself. So my Reformation music video, I've shared it for a week's worth. So it's at, I think, about 18 views right now. So that's good. It's on its way. Certainly doing solid. I watched it a good couple times because it's very fun to watch. I think one thing I'm paying attention to is how long people are watching it. So it's like 64% view, I think 64%, which is good relative to other videos. Of course, it's not as long as this show, but that's good. It's like, to give you an example, with the Trump's Gonna Thump, I have over the last 28 days 9 views of that, and it averages about a minute a view. So not sure exactly how that works. I don't know why someone's watching it, for what reason, because if you want to hear the song, you hear the whole thing. Maybe you just want to, I don't know what happens there, but hard to say. YouTube channel. So nothing major except, excuse me, this ring light, which you saw in the thumbnail, is a big deal, but that's for, I'll talk about it in a moment, but why we have it. But yeah, it's a good thing to have. It's been on the to-do list. Now I have it. Now how do I use it without killing my eyes? For practice, maybe I'll look at it with sunglasses on or something. I could do it that way. I'm sure I could do it that way. These glasses, I can maybe do it, because it has a dimmer. I can adjust it. The light's not very bright in here right now. That's because it's comfortable for my eyes. Maybe it doesn't look that great, but it's good for me. Anyway, so I don't have much to share about the YouTube channel that I can think of. I guess I can tell you, I talked to Lynn. Hello, Lynn, if you're checking it out. Thank you. Flood Society. So they got back to me on Instagram, somebody over there, and he just let me know they're working on new content. Thanks for reaching out. I don't know if they think I'd be like a super fan or something. I am a fan, but doesn't just end with being a fan for me. That's like a more of a beginning, if you want to make songs. The thing is, they've got all their stuff dialed as far as recording, videos, editing. That sounds like it, so that's cool. And I just asked if they look to collaborate with others on some of the new songs they're making. I just put it out there. What can you do otherwise? And we'll see if there's a response on that. But yeah, I mean, they're busy with that, they said, so that might mean they're too busy. No problem. But if they're not, maybe we can at least meet, say hello, and see what's going on. So I haven't talked to Lynn to find out how she figured out that was them or somebody, but that's cool. I might be able to go to see her at her house here on Saturday. I won't be able to stick around. Earlier that day, there is a Garfield 100-year centennial anniversary, which got delayed a couple years because of the whole thing going on. But that is something I'd like to go check out. My wife's coworker, turned out she went to Garfield a couple years ahead of me. I didn't know this, so we found out through her. So maybe I'll check it out. Quincy Jones is supposed to be there. Ishmael Butler, Diggable Planet, supposed to be there. For how long? At what point? I think it's just for a day. I can share that we'll skip rules of engagement. Bellevue Ballers is having a little event. Bellevue Ballers being me and my wife, and I said, well, you can say our daughter has been invited to an event. So that will be happening later that day. So that's why I can't. I mean, there's some stuff happening that day. I should also share that I was offered the position of custodian for the post office. I've mentioned this to a couple of people. They didn't know what I meant. That's janitor. Custodian, janitor. So is it going to be an improvement? I hope so. I would say for the first time, and aside from cleaning our church, and that can be done anytime, but we often do it on Sunday. I'd say for the first time, and I can't tell you how long I'm not, at least I'm not scheduled to work Saturday and Sunday. I can't believe it, but it's not official. I was going to email them, but I think I'll have to wait till tomorrow. It's just so late. But sorry. What do these guys do on the TV? Their noses running. God, I don't know. Hold it. Broadcast professional, you can't wipe your nose. I don't know what you do. Okay, so that means as far as my schedule, possibly have more time. At least I would say having a rotating day off. I could have the same day off every week, 2 days off in a row. That's good. The downside is I could be starting kind of early, 6 o'clock or maybe 4 o'clock or maybe 2 o'clock, but apparently it's time there's rest breaks. So with that, I can deal with a kind of crazy schedule. And I almost thought if I started that early, maybe I'd do a siesta, the circadian rhythm, whatever that is, where your body shuts down. I don't know. It's a work in progress, but I got to confirm that we're a go for possibly starting this Saturday, which I will be working, but I would be change positions at that time. Okay, so nothing to tell you about or music for Back to the Rhines. Merch. right here. I mean, if it's the case that I'm gonna have this schedule, I based on what I'm hearing, I'll have time to do some of this stuff, maybe while working. It'd be incredible, you know. I don't want to. It's almost like a secret. I mean, the way I was thinking about it is like, so I have a coworker who became a custodian, and he said he's been asked, "Why would you ever go back to carrier?" He said, "Why would I ever go back to being a carrier?" And I said, "Well, has anyone talked to you about your performance ever?" Never. This is just, as a carrier, you're way more under the microscope. So if I have discretionary time, as long as I get my job done, it's kind of like, are you working hourly or are you working doing a job? If you're doing a job, how many hours it takes is how many hours it takes. You just get paid a lump sum. That's how I prefer to work. And then with whatever other time you have, do what you need to do. We just want the work done. So I could be very happy in that situation because for me, I'd much rather just carry mail versus clean. But with the pros and cons, I could see his point, and I hadn't got a good perspective from someone who's done both. That's why I was talked to about this change years and years ago when I got started at the post office, say 7 years ago, talking to a custodian. He's like, "Man, you got to do this." And I was like, I've been changing jobs so much back then. I was like, I don't know, but I've been convicted with this fellow Juan because he could side by side do a comparison. So I think it's going to be a benefit, and let's just see. So Trump's going to thump. I don't have anything new. One thing in terms of like watching politics, this David Icke, I like to listen to him from England. He's not a Trump. It's kind of like, I guess he likes Ron DeSantis. It turns out it's kind of interesting. Um, I mean, it's kind of like what you have your favorite candidate, and then you have your favorite candidate who could win an election, I suppose, and then you hope for the best. I mean, Trump's always been kind of a hard person to understand in terms of what makes him tick in a lot of ways. Um, some things seem pretty obvious, but others are a little harder to figure. Like, seems like a business person, seems like a patriot, you know, uh, law and order, all those things make pretty clear. That's what he's interested in. Getting the recognition for doing a good job is what he's interested in, being treated fairly, but on a deep level, it's hard to know deep inside what he's about because that's maybe he blocks it out or something spiritually and things like that. He could say he's against abortion. Why wouldn't you be? But it doesn't get too deep. So and this works for him. But this fellow is very much doesn't like him. But I think for me, I think I can hear him a little better than I used to. I used to be a little harder because I just want to, want to support my guy. But I'll listen to it. It doesn't mean that, I still pay attention to what, like he says that because Trump's for, if I say it, do I get cut out? But he's for the vaccine or whatever. I don't know if that's going to cancel me again, and he promoted it, and I don't watch the news, so I didn't know he was promoting it for some Christmas thing. I never saw the commercial, but I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, he's promoting it, and I guess he supports it. But I always look at it like, I almost think he thinks like the people who really know what time it is, they know how to discern this kind of thing, and they won't go down that path. That's how I think of it. I don't think of it as like he really necessarily wants everyone to get it. I mean, of course, he'll always say, or he would say, do what you think's best for you. It's not you need to do it or else, that kind of talk. Which I hear a lot of Republicans say that. They like they think the vaccine's good, but they don't think anyone should be forced to do it, and they should make their own choice. So the ones that are for it. Anyway, that's how I think of it. So, but this guy's like, what kind of, he's for it, and all this other stuff. And why doesn't he fire Fauci? And all these things are hard to understand. And he brought up, yeah, it's a little hard. I can't say. I cannot say. I think one thing is he fired Comey early on, and he thought that'd be like universally loved, and that would make him very popular. And it wasn't universally loved because Trump is despised by these folks. And the left figured out really quick you can't ever praise Trump for anything. Like on Colbert's show, they tried to they were cheering Trump for firing Comey, and then he shut him up. So that was that. So anyway, I don't know. I just think when I look at politics, one thing I'm not going to look at stuff that's predictable. If it's predictable, you could see a little thing and it's like, well, that's no surprise. Where is it unpredictable? Where that makes it interesting. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, for instance, just when you have people from the same party having a debate, primary debates are a good example because that's where you get the same party going at it, and then you really find out what's going on. I really think those are the most interesting debates, not the inter-party debates, because they're so predictable. Anyhow, that's all I wanted to say there. And you will be glorified. So I'm supposed to meet with the pastor, Dave, this week, and hope he's feeling better, and we'll see. And then as far as the Richard at the church, I got to get with him. I'll put him in my workflow and get with him that way. They're not calling me trying to find out what I'm doing. So it's no hurry. Just trying to manage my time. And I'll just get back to the lodge, I guess. Yeah, I think I gave enough of that. So what am I even doing? What's my song? I think it's Eye of the Storm, right? I got 2 other songs in mind after this. And we'll get through this, and I'll get to the next, but then I have another one I thought I should go get into. Oh, man. My daughters check out this Hunger Games stuff, and then I guess it's kind of a blueprint for what the plan is, maybe possibly. A lot of this stuff, here's what I'll say. I was talking to a fella, and it's kind of like how much for him, he's doing ministry work in like homeless areas, and he can only take so much of it. It's so heartbreaking. I mean, how do you effectively minister to people and help people with not get brought down and depressed? And it's different for everybody. Just like if you're a doctor, some people have a stomach for blood and guts. I don't. But I think some people can deal with the dark realities of this world better than others. And others, it's just too depressing for them. And they really can't bless others and help them because it brings them down too much. So God's given us all different gifts and areas to make a difference. So just things to figure out as life goes on. All right. Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm is the name of the song. Be being the eye of the storm. If you got it going on, the people will swarm. If your message is strong, Eye of the Storm is the name of this song. Eye of the Storm, as you feel in this song, I got a feeling that strong that I be the eye of the storm. Why would that be I? Am I that type of guy formed in the distance up in the sky? Fell in your lap, you hear me, right? Trying to ignore the eye of the storm. Okay, that's what I put on paper. Is that my first verse? Sure. Kind of ran out of space on there. Eye of the storm is the name of the song. You be in the eye of the storm if you go. That's kind of interesting. Make it like a super short verse and have kind of like an extended hook. Would I be that type of guy? Would that be I? Am I that type of guy? Formed in the distance up in the sky? Fell in your lap, you hear me right? Trying to ignore the eye of the storm. Yeah, let's do it. So then I'm going to repeat what you just heard. I make a short little, I might do 6 of these. Why not? So I gotta admit, I gotta shake it up, right? But I can't memorize it, so bear with me. Because how can I do that? Well, I'm just thinking for writing's sake. Am I going to rewrite all that? Sure. Hang in there with me. I'll just write it out. Okay, so that's verse 1. Got to mix it up. A formula is a formula, but at a certain point, like I gotta say, like country songs lately, haven't been hearing too many good ones. And I guess it goes through waves. Maybe it's because Luke Combs hasn't been getting anything going. Maybe he's run his course, but I just don't hear too many good songs lately. But I'm always appreciative of the ones I do hear. Verse 2, Eye of the Storm. All right, so I will, as I write. Eye of the Storm is the name of the song. Is the name of the song. Song. You mean Eye of the Storm if you got it going on. Storm if you got it going on. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to do this quick. People will swarm if the message is strong. Strong. Eye of the Storm is the name of this song. I did see a guy named Stormy, like my cousin. I'd never met. I don't remember anyone like the name tag said Stormy. I could have said something about that, but I had the line behind me at Starbucks, so I let it go. He wasn't super engaging. Nice enough guy. Maybe he was shy. Eye of the Storm is the name of this song. Okay. And I said it again. Eye of the Storm, is you feeling this song? Okay. I don't know. Can I get away with repeating this too many times? When it gets on the edge of predictable, I have no choice but to change it up. Eye of the Storm, as you feel in the song, got a feeling that strong that read the Eye of the Storm. So at this point, you probably haven't figured out I'm repeating. Maybe you have, so I could probably get away with it here. I have ideas of what I could do that's strong. That'd be the eye of the storm. Why would that be I? Am I that type of guy? Okay, so I got a feeling that strong that'll be the eye of the storm. It's formed and it's here. Making a path, making the coast clear. Making the coast clear. Places are shuttered. Let me say it like this. Some of these words I don't like. I don't like sheltered and place sheltered. Like shelter's all right, not sheltered. Places are shuttered. This is a different type of shuttering, right? Because you don't want everything to get the storm, break everything out. Places are shuttered. Folks holding tight. Folks hold tight. Holding tight. They stand in place with saying their prayers tonight. Saying their prayers tonight. Because they've been forewarned. Because they was forewarned. About the eye of the storm. Beyond that, I'm repeating. And I don't have enough time to recite it to see how long this takes. But, so I'm calling that verse 2. I feel like I can go in and repeat that for verse 3, and it'll sound all right. Like I said, I'm hesitant to go beyond that without changing it up some, but I think I can get away at the third go round on this. So let's start it. Verse 3. The eye of the storm. And like I said, I might throw in a little something like a bridge, something different for a rap song in particular. I don't hear a lot of bridges in rap songs. But I'm going to go, I think I'll have 3 verses before I even try that. But then I I'm looking at maybe changing it up somehow. So that's all for today. Until next time when I get back to the Rons.